Larry and Kathie J's Blazing Hit Radio.
Bueno?
Yes. Do you carry Mexican cookies?
Yeah.
And what are those called?
¿De cuál quería?
Are they called bizcochitos?
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that again?
¿Por $1?
Oh, sí. And how do you say bizcochito?
Ajá.
Can you say it?
Cinnamon,
Okay.
sugar,
Uh-huh.
grajea
Ooh.
y granillo.
And what are those called?
Okay.
And what are those called? What do you call those? Bizcochitos?
Sí,
Can you say it?
sí.
Bizcochito. Say it. Say bizcochito. Hello? Hola?
Bizcochito, they used to call me Hito. I just stopped eating mito, and that's good for my libido. Bizcochito is a cookie for Latinos, but it's not my favorito, and instead it's not for me though. Bizcochito.
Okay.
And what are those called? What do you call those?
¿Por $1?
Bizcochitos?
Sí,
Can you say it?
sí.
Bizcochito. Say it. Say bizcochito. How do you pronounce that again?
Ya, sí.
You say it. Go ahead. You say bizcochito. Hola?
Bizcochito, they used to call me Hito. I just stopped eating mito, and that's good for my libido. Bizcochito is a cookie for Latinos, but it's not my favorito, and instead it's not for me though. Bizcochito.
Cinnamon,
Okay.
sugar,
Uh-huh.
grajea
Ooh.
y granillo.
And what are those called?
Okay.
I have yet to taste grajer. I don't know what that is. I get sugar, cinnamon, but gajer.
Oh, she wasn't saying gray.
No, gajer. I don't know what that is. It must be like a Mexican
hair.
fruit.
Well, I don't know. I thought she meant like
a handful of my pubes.
no. You know, I mean, try the gray stuff. It's delicious.
Oh, it is delicious.
You know, Beauty and the Beast song. So, you know, the gray. So gray isn't that awkward of a term.
There's only one dish in the whole world that has it.
And you don't want to eat anything that's gray.
Except that stuff, because when we were at Disney World, we got to eat the gray stuff. Did you guys get to eat it?
Eat the gray stuff, no.
Did you guys?
No, remember I told you they did a different version of our gray stuff than yours, and it wasn't as good.
Okay, and when you eat at the Beauty and the Beast
Oh,
restaurant,
that was terrible. I'm sorry.
See, you had the great right. It wasn't
What
good
did you
for me
have?
either.
I don't know. I know it was some breakfast, but I was like, I felt like
Oh,
I
you
was
had breakfast.
It felt like it was in the cafeteria of
Right,
like a
that's
country
exactly-
buffet, and I was like, this was the biggest letdown
Me too.
of my
I
entire
thought the
life.
same thing. And I had a kid with me, dude.
Oh,
I
yeah,
was like,
see?
how is Disney going to do it like this?
did you have breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
We had normal food. It wasn't breakfast, so it was
Probably lunch.
or dinner. One of
You
the
don't
other.
remember if it was night when you went?
I want to say it was like 3 or 4.
Okay, because there was that. You had to do the whole thing where you sat on the bridge and waited for your name to be
Yes,
called.
yeah.
Okay, so we went in for dinner, and it was definitely more magical at dinner because it's night. Everything's lit. It just seemed more like, I don't know. I loved it.
Yeah.
Maybe we chose the wrong room.
I think the wrong room, and that was the problem, is because they were
I
like
chose the main
separated.
room.
We did too.
Where were you?
In the main room.
Okay, we were too.
Right, and so Beauty and the Beast came out when you guys were there.
No.
Okay. All right. And then so was your gray stuff on a fancy like rectangular dessert with a bunch of like frosting and layers?
No, remember I told you our gray stuff was like a cupcake form.
Okay, that's probably still
But
the
it
same
wasn't-
stuff.
Yeah, but it wasn't
All that?
fancy. There was none of that.
Okay, but it was still the gray stuff was what you really wanted to taste. And it's basically frosting.
It was just a major letdown. Like
Yeah.
I think it's because we had years and years, all of us together. Because Larry, you're the first one to tell us about like this buildup of this like
Like,
awesome.
it was-
Like there's a waiting list. It
Yeah.
takes forever to get into
Oh, it
this
must be so
restaurant.
great
Everyone
inside.
wants to do it. I mean, you are eating in their castle.
And it sucks because it was like a million attempts to try to get us in there.
Right.
And then it finally started freeing up so people get in there. And you're right, it was not what I pictured.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be the room where they did the dance.
Oh, yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
That's the room it should have been.
Right, I
The
thought-
big grand ballroom.
Right, and with their ability to do lasers and stuff like that,
They could have
holograms,
had it looking
they
so
could have had
cool.
them coming down every 15 minutes or something. It
Yeah.
kind of sucked. You're right.
Yeah. It was.
I guess of the three of us, I had the better experience.
You did. You
Yeah.
definitely did.
And yeah, I don't know. I probably wouldn't wait for that again. But I think the next thing that's going to suck to try to get in is the Star Wars Hotel. It's just
Oh.
going to be insane. Because
Yeah.
everything gets booked there. You know, it was like there was a time, once upon a time, where you could literally go, oh, when do we want to go? And let's make a reservation. And it happened.
Yeah.
Now you have to go, oh my God, they're booked all
Through-
the time.
exactly.
Because they market so much and there really is so much space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and then the only availability usually is the Grand Floridian, which is the most expensive.
Most expensive. But did you see the picture that your friend Cliff posted?
He's staying at the Contemporary.
He posted a picture watching the fireworks over Magic
Kingdom.
Kingdom. It was the coolest photo because he's on the 12th floor of the Contemporary, and the Tomorrowland Space Mountain is lit up.
Right.
And then the castle, and then the fireworks. It's man, that's the way to
See,
do it.
I don't follow Cliff on Instagram or anything
How
like
come?
Yeah, he used to be on Facebook, but now he went off Facebook after the election.
A lot of people did.
We ate at the top of the Contemporary for the fireworks. Were you there for that dinner?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
that. You said that about Clinton, the election. The thing I follow him on though is Twitter, and so I'll be on the same threads that he just was on or he's
Yeah.
commenting on, and I'm just like, yeah, man, I agree with you 110%.
No, Cliff-
Except he's really sarcastic with
Oh,
his
yeah.
with his
Right.
comments, and he'll call out congressmen, senators. It's so funny.
So jealous because he called from Disney World and he's like, he's like, they're staying, in the gray building, the Contemporary.
Okay.
But it's one of the lower levels where it's just, I guess, a suite.
Okay.
And so
Oh,
he
well,
says
I
it's
guess
like
I guess
super
it's just
cool.
a suite.
And then he goes, they went to the park. He goes, I'm by myself for a second. He goes, I think I'm just going to jump on the monorail and go to the Polynesian and get some Dole Whip.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that sounds so good.
Totally. When you have nothing to do but go
Right.
get some Dole Whip.
And the weather's been like in the 70s, like lower 70s.
That's the good weather.
I thought it was going to
Exactly.
snow a lot more than it did here today.
I did too.
Yeah, what's
but-
going on with the weather?
Well, it could have. Hang on, let me
It
look.
could have been a blizzard.
Well, I was going to tell you what Dutra told me yesterday, but let me see if anything's changed overnight.
Yeah, it's hard to take the weather from Dutra with his new beard. He looks so handsome. He's got a fresh haircut.
Oh my gosh, dude.
You know who cuts his hair? El Salon cuts his hair.
Oh. Well, it's right across the street from the
My
studio,
cousin
right?
Steve.
I know.
Who passed, that's
pretty
his salon.
awesome.
Oh,
I know.
okay.
And they're still operating the salon, and they're making Dutra look good.
Oh no, they totally they cleaned him up in that perfect.
For real.
Yeah, they did.
And I know that the execs at Fox 31 don't like it when he grows a beard,
Yeah.
but beards are so in.
So in.
And nobody rocks a beard like him. They should let him keep the beard.
Okay, calm
God,
down,
you need
Larry.
like a Dutra hour
he
or
totally
something.
does.
I'm dog sitting for him and his girl when they go out of town.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seriously?
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I'm
Okay,
joking.
I was gonna say, where do they live? I'll tell you this: he's about 5 minutes from here.
He's in an apartment. I saw him in
Dude,
Yankee.
you sound like a stalker.
I saw him in Yankee making beer.
That wasn't his apartment.
Oh, was it
Okay.
Yankee? No, Yankee has a house.
Yeah, he has a house.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, 1 to 2 inches of accumulation up and down the Front Range, Metro Denver, by noon.
Okay.
Yeah. So but I agree. I was thinking a little bit more, but I'm happy it wasn't. Although I will say this. It's below freezing right now. It's
Yes.
only like 26 degrees out.
Yes.
So
You could slip.
What you think looks wet is actually could have a little layer of some ice on it.
Yeah, you got to give that bumper to bumper room, man.
Yeah, you
'Cause
totally
if you're on people's butts when that happens and you can't stop, it's
Okay,
over.
can I get my angst out right now about what they've done on 225 southbound?
What do they do?
Okay, so
Vent girl. Yas, mama.
See, Dot, I don't think you thought this through. Okay, so let's all talk about 225. So you start heading
Let's
down
talk
it.
about
It drops
225.
below Parker Road. What happens after Parker Road, between Parker Road and 225 or I-25?
The speed limit goes up.
It bottlenecks down
Oh.
to those 2 lanes.
Oh, okay.
You know the
When you get off right before it turns into the freeway, as you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how it's a nightmare getting
Yeah.
down into those 2 lanes.
Right.
Well, the only freedom is you're only in those 2 lanes as you go over the overpass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or Yosemite, whatever that exit is. Tamarack.
Okay.
So anyways, and normally as soon as you're past that, it opens back up into 3 lanes. So you now have 2 lanes as an option to get onto I-25 North, right?
That's good.
Right. No, now they have they've put up a barricade. So between getting on I-225 southbound and the people going 225 southbound, there's now a cement barricade that goes all the way down to get you onto I-25.
So it's just one lane?
One lane for each
I
set
dealt
of
with that
cars.
on 85, but I imagine 225 and I-25 is 100 times worse.
They didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
Like,
That
come
sucks.
on. So now I don't think you can even get on I-25 southbound from that for exit right there.
Well, I saw something on Facebook where people were mad about the traffic and couldn't stand the traffic out here, and then they all blame it on everyone's moving out here for weed. I was like, I don't think everyone's moving out here because of the cannabis industry.
There's like but Denver's always been a growing city,
Yeah.
and that definitely affected it to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But people were just like vibing with Denver anyway. They love the weather here.
Yeah.
They love the chill people, and
They love the jobs.
right
The morning show.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
right.
Well, and for there being so many chill people, I feel all bets are off once you're on the road.
Yeah,
people
totally.
are so road ragey. Even like nice ladies are
No,
road
you're
ragey.
right.
You know what I mean?
Would you rather Uber everywhere? If it was like
No.
cost effective, you wouldn't want to. You'd rather just drive everywhere. Like if it was the same cost of what you pay, let's say for lease versus just driving around everywhere with an Uber.
I don't know. Sometimes, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I feel safer in an Uber than driving with some people I know,
Okay.
including my husband.
Yeah, your husband is a tailgater.
Well, and Wiggins is now a Disney ride, like in his truck. It's just, hold on.
You haven't even been in the new one.
Canyonero!
Yeah.
It's big.
Yeah.
so-
No, it's not as big as the other one.
But it probably feels big when you're sitting in the passenger seat.
Well, stay safe on the roads. Right when I was getting off here on Spear, there was like 3 fire trucks going ahead to
Oh, yeah,
somebody
there
that
was-
got a wreck or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So everybody be safe out there.
Yeah, text us or call us after you get to where you're going. 303-728-3420.
Live from the Mile High City.
You're streaming Larry and Kathy's Blazing Hit Radio.
Now, worldwide.
Is it cold in here? Should we turn the heater on? It's a little chilly.
Okay.
Yeah.
No? Maybe
No.
because we're closer to the door.
No,
No,
I don't know.
no,
I
no.
got this. Well, I do have big ass sweater on right now. So
Okay.
Are you really cold?
yeah,
well,
'cause
I
you
just
have a
think
coat
it
on.
feels like there's wind coming in here.
Oh, okay. No, it probably is that little. There's that
Sliver.
little sliver that's
Right.
like right in that door that drives
Right.
me crazy.
Anyway.
So we got the canned food drive is happening for the Green Solution and Blazing Hit Radio. So that's going to be awesome. It's our second annual because we started this with Larry Uncensored Podcast and the Green Solution last year.
Right.
Yeah.
It's time to fill the bus, and basically we just want non-perishables. Canned goods are perfect.
Yes.
But if you want to bring pasta and rice, stuff like that, it goes a long way for people that won't have a lot to eat for Thanksgiving.
And you get a deal back for being so generous.
Yeah, if you bring in 10 cans, you'll get $10 off a $15 or more purchase. Got to be
Come on.
21 or older, but
Right.
so just bring in 10 cans, and we don't have to be there. We'll be there all next week. But
Oh, I'll be there checking on expiration dates. I'm like, nice try, sweet peas. That's expired. Amy's chili will take that.
You can bring them
Yeah.
to any Green Solution,
Amy.
and then
Amy's
they'll
chili.
take care of you.
Right. So they're going to have the things set up there at every Green Solution store. You don't have to just make it to the ones when Larry and I are physically.
correct.
For
Yeah.
sure. Go to your favorite and then bring 10 cans and get $10 off.
So that'll start on
Come
the
on.
13th, actually. So
Thank you.
Yay.
That's what I'm thankful for. So, on the text line this morning, good morning, my favorite people. Can my daughter get a birthday shout out? Davina is 6 years old today.
Oh, cute.
Happy birthday.
Oh, I thought you were starting to sing.
I was.
Okay.
Happy
Happy birthday from the morning show to you.
Hey!
We like kids now.
Larry does.
Well, before we didn't really have any kids, so we didn't
Yeah.
really have a kid. What that was all
We
about.
didn't understand.
Exactly,
They
that
had
they're
like some
so
cute and sweetness to them.
Adorable.
Oh no, I love our nephew Lucas, and it's like
He's adorable.
He's,
How old is he?
He's 2, and so he's definitely like why didn't you put him in the ad? But Avery is 2. I don't know if I'm biased. That makes me wonder if I'm biased because I'm like, oh my god, Kathy, you need to put Avery in a
I know.
commercial. Oh my god, you guys got to put Lucas in a commercial.
No,
but
Lucas
it's like,
needs to be in a commercial.
Yeah.
That little guy was wearing that little suit at your wedding. So cute.
Strutting.
Right. He was the only baby there with an agent.
right.
So wait a minute. Yeah, I could see Avery doing commercials.
Totally.
She's adorable.
No.
And then Gianna could do a
Lammy.
commercial where she comes in and walks through the land of Tinker Toys and they all fall. Rah! She's Godzilla, baby.
Last night we were hanging out watching WWE. And I was like,
The girls
yeah,
too?
Yeah, right. So because they're around when I'm watching Divas,
Right.
So anyways, I was like, these are the same girls that were that we watched that show, and so
She's all, that's the same girl that slapped that girl when she dated her boyfriend.
Exactly. But Gianna is totally Nia Jax.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Nia Jax is the
Yeah,
big
yeah,
lady.
right.
Did you know Nia Jax is The Rock's cousin?
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
So is Roman Reigns. Yeah,
Wait,
they're all related.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Even his
they're all
mom
related.
is
That
in the
explains-
WWE.
They're like
Who?
fourth.
Rock's mom.
No, she's not.
Yeah, she is.
No, she's not.
No, I'm kidding.
No,
You
she's
guys
not.
are, huh?
No, she's not.
She's like involved with his production company or something.
Totally.
But yeah, no. So The Rock is like third generation. So so Roman Reigns and Nia Jax are like fourth generation of
That's
The Rock's family.
crazy.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
I know, but that's like, if you know somebody in the business, now you can go in with their name and everybody's like, oh, you're so and so.
It does help.
Right.
Right.
You're like, I'm Beth Rock. No.
Yeah. Do you smell what my
Right.
cooking?
you
Exactly.
smell
I
my
brought some
cooking?
cupcakes in the purse.
All right, so this one says, good morning to y'all. I guess to be accurate, it's not the accidents, it's the cars off the road. The accidents already happened.
Right, for sure.
I feel so bad for them. They just sit there as we drive by. But I don't want it to be me. I got to get downtown, like now.
Plus, it's always dangerous if your car's on the side of the road because it's so sketch because people drive way too fast in these conditions than they should be driving.
I saw a car a plane on a I-25. Hydroplane. And then so it hit the wall and I was like, oh my God, I got to stop. And so then I stopped and I literally got out of my Jeep at the time and I was going to walk towards him and I saw him kind of moving. And then I was like, I was like, I'm about 10 feet away from where the water was. And I was like, another car. I was like, I'm going to get back in my
crash
Jeep. I'm
into
just going
you.
to make a phone call.
I'm
For sure.
so proud of you because you're right. There's that thing that they say drivers have. Like, if they start looking at the accident on the side of the road, all of a sudden, before they know it, they're drawn to it.
Oh, okay.
Like, the car goes to it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
There's that where you're on I-25 and you're going north and you turn onto 225. That's where I had one of my famous run out of gas moments. And there was
that's
literally
scary.
only like enough for the car to fit on the shoulder. And so cars were like whizzing by me and then my car
shaking.
moved every
Yeah,
time.
totally.
So I was like, I can't risk anybody else doing this.
No.
So then, no, I did. I think I went on social media and said, help. And like somebody that does that came and hooked me up. And because I know we had AAA at the time, but I didn't know we had it.
Okay.
So Chris is like, why didn't you call AAA? I was like, I used a listener. So the listener.
I think we were with him. Don't you remember that?
No, I was definitely by myself, but I could have been in
meant
touch.
working with us.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure. And so when the guy came and he pulled behind me, like I was like nervous for him because
Yes,
the cars and
getting out.
it was right after the bend too. So if you were not paying attention,
You totally would just
oh
come
my
right around
God.
and slam.
For sure. And then so I saw him like putting gas in my thing,
Are
and I
you
was
okay over there, listener?
I was
Right, so
like,
you stayed in the
I have
car?
a Green Solution gift card for you for risking your
Are you
life. But I
kidding
put
me?
it out on the driver's side, and that's when he got hit. I've never heard from him again. He was on the front of some guy's truck, and then that guy just
And then he
drove
was
away.
gone. Right.
So I just locked that guy's car.
That was
and I
nice
had
of you.
gas now. I put the gas can in the side, and I got out of my business.
All right.
No, he was fine.
Yeah,
and I did
no.
hook him up.
God
so.
bless you. You know what? Where would we be without the help of Good Samaritans? Thank God, there are people that still want to help.
I'm trying not to be that guy anymore, too. Like,
What? Which guy?
that runs out of gas.
You've been doing good.
I know.
Yeah.
Like,
I haven't
you've been
had to call
showing up
anybody.
on time.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Very
scared.
impressive.
I'm doing so well, I'm afraid. Like, it's going to happen.
Totally. So you're going to give up. It's gonna catch you when you least expect it.
And I have to give credit where credit is due. It's my loving husband. Like, I'll wake up and he's like, I went and filled your car. I put it in the garage.
So you would have ran out of
For
gas.
sure.
Exactly.
For
Right.
sure.
So it's
If it
not
weren't-
you.
It's not me. But hey, wait. Maybe it's because I'm so extra loving to him, so he's loving back. So in the bigger scheme of things.
still you?
Yeah, it's kind of me.
Or he doesn't want to go give you gas.
That's
every
Right,
what
time
it
you run
is.
out of
exactly.
gas.
Right.
Exactly. No, he's just sweet.
All right.
This is Larry and Kathy's Blazing Hit Radio.
Live from the Mile High City.
Blazing music.
Kathie just got back, or her husband just got back from New York.
Yes.
And he brought her something that she loves from up there.
Oh, yeah.
They're called Jacks.
They're called Jacks. They're made by the Bachman Pretzel Company.
Okay,
So,
and they
you
look
know.
just like a Cheeto.
Yes, they look like a puffed Cheeto.
Right, the bigger Cheeto, not the little tiny one.
Right.
So Kathie's like, for sure thinks she could tell the difference between which is which,
Yes.
a Jax and a Cheeto.
Yes.
Okay.
So I have brought down.
I think we all can tell the difference.
I brought down a Jax and a Cheeto.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you should have blindfolded her, right?
Well, it doesn't matter. So she.
I got my eyes closed.
okay.
Oh, okay.
I can take this challenge.
Okay, so there's the plate right in front of you, and there's
Okay.
the chip on there.
You grabbed her
This
hand.
one right here?
Yeah, yeah. And so
Okay.
just eat that one. That's
Okay.
number one.
Sweet Jacks.
No.
Would you like a little water right here to
Oh,
cleanse your
good
palate?
Jack. Okay.
Point to me which one it is.
Okay.
Which one's Jax? Did you forget?
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
I remember.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the...
Next.
I put the next plate on top of the other plate.
Okay, here we
And
go.
there's the other chip. Even though that's not really a chip, it's more of a foam finger.
Styrofoam.
Sweet Jacks.
Which?
Are these both Jacks?
Yeah, they're both Jacks.
Jork.
Because I didn't have any regular Cheetos. So I thought I'd try to throw her off.
I didn't even want to bring it up. I was like, oh, Larry, knowing Larry, I was like, he would forget paperwork, he would forget anything else, but for this, he probably brought his own Cheetos.
No.
Literally
We
gave it
usually
better.
have them upstairs, but we're
Puffed
all
one.
out of Cheetos.
Okay.
So we were one Jack's off.
Heyo. Did you try them?
No, I haven't tried it yet.
Oh my God, what's wrong with you?
Every time I eat a chip like that, I compromise my plant-based lifestyle.
Oh, right, because it's got cheese on it.
Real cheese.
Right, isn't that crazy?
Although, it's really not real cheese. It's like, some sort of like concoction.
Right, it totally is. Where's the rest of the bag?
Upstairs.
Okay.
Oh, sweet Jack.
Tell us what's coming up in Trash and Bash, and then I'll go get them for you.
Sia posted a nude picture of herself on Twitter. Why?
Ugh.
Why?
Hopefully with the really long bangs.
What?
To the floor. The bangs all the way to the floor.
The hair's all the way to the floor. I get that. No, that wasn't
No.
it.
Camera, action.
And now,
All tea, all shade, hunty.
Celebrity Trash and Bash with Larry, Kathie, and Wiggins.
can I get an amen up in here?
Here's Kathie J.
Yesterday, we told you about Diddy changing his name to Love, a.k.a. Brother Love.
Okay, so which is it? You can't have both. You can't announce a giant name change and say Love or AKA Brother Love. Which is it?
Okay, and remember Wiggins said, I don't think he could do that. There's a wrestler named Brother Love.
It sounded more like, I don't think he can do that. There is a wrestler already named Brother Love.
You're right. You're right. My bad. That is exactly it. And Diddy said, relax, everybody. I'm just kidding. He posted a new video where he says, ladies and gentlemen, I've come to the conclusion that you cannot play around with the internet. I was only joking. I didn't change my name. He said he'll still answer to any of the previous names, but, quote, if you still want to call me Love, call me Love, baby.
He's all, I had to do it so people remembered I was still around.
Kind of, and it worked.
Right,
We
for
talked
sure.
about him.
And then it's so funny because on his social media, he's like, here's me in the Bahamas with Cassie.
Oh, yeah.
And here's like me with my wife and kids in Italy.
It's good to be the king.
I guess.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
so rich that it's
Yeah.
like just accepted.
I thought he was coming out, Brother Love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I was hoping for the
Right.
brother.
Hey, come on.
Brother
Being,
love.
being that you guys are both owners of Yellow Rum, I mean, doesn't that get you a little excited that someday you could be P. Diddy? I mean, that's what he sold his
Oh,
for
of
$1
course.
billion.
We
yeah.
all want a wife or a husband at home
Yeah.
and somebody on the
and
beach.
somebody incredibly
No,
hot.
I didn't mean that.
To have tantrum
Good
sex
call,
with.
Wiggins.
I meant-
Absolutely,
Good call.
Wiggins.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Done and done. I'm going to tell Chris you thought of that.
Yeah, all right. Kayla, that's not what I meant. I meant the grease part.
no, you
all
heard it
right.
here.
No,
First,
you
Kayla.
already have the hot girl at
Yeah.
home, so that means on the beach you have to have older wife.
With a bunch of kids?
Yeah, right?
I don't know.
Marilyn Manson, he pointed a fake gun at a crowd.
And he saw people are talking about me again. Yay.
Another one, same night as the Texas shooting.
I know, but this was him like trying to bring awareness.
Yeah, well, so it's actually a prop he uses during every show, so much so
okay.
that there's a mic hooked up to it. So
Okay.
as he holds it, the mic's in the fake gun.
But now it seems insensitive
Yeah.
because of the recent shootings.
It's pointing at him when he sings, though,
No,
like
no,
a
no,
microphone?
It's pointing out into the crowd. Right. So he, and it's a semi-automatic that he's got.
okay.
So, but he said this was an act of theater in an attempt to make a statement about how easily accessible semi-automatic weapons are and how seeing them has become so normalized. So
I just kept normalizing
he
it.
just kept normalizing it.
Right. Unless if like he would say, and the proceeds of my show are going to the victims of something like that.
Right, something like that. Well, Harvey Weinstein's now been ousted from the Academy of American television. So they kicked him out.
They've kicked him out, and now the poor man just has like mansions to choose from and which country to travel to.
Right. You can just Google him, and like the latest story is something about, I guess he was freaking out the day before the story was going to hit.
Okay.
And he was trying to call some of the alleged victims and pay them off.
Oh, right away. Like, hey, please don't say anything.
Yeah, so.
Oh, that's crazy. And the other thing is I posted on my social media, and we should probably just ask this later. Would you have sex with Harvey Weinstein for a lucrative film career?
Okay, then how lucrative? You got to tell me.
I'm talking about like some of the people that are accusing him. Sure. Okay. I mean, like, a good career, like enough for you that you make millions.
I was like, the girl in the horror films that Miramax makes, we get one movie, or like
I'm talking about something where it's like, in between like Gwyneth Paltrow and her.
Right.
Somewhere in the middle.
All right.
So would you sleep with him for that? And like a lot of people were like, no, hell no. And some people were like, I've done far worse with way worse for less.
No, for a lot less.
Right. That means that's some girl that hooked it up for a 6-pack of beer.
Yeah, right. You don't think about that. That was a dark time.
Right.
Yeah, I think guys do that too. They'll just settle, I guess.
Well, guys are always begging that, it's just like, anything?
And it's going to help my career?
Right.
Yes. Right. So yesterday, Meek Mill was in court, and a judge ruled that he violated his probation. He's looking at 2 to 4 years in jail, okay? He was arrested twice this year. Judge said, you're just thumbing your nose at me, Meek. When you're, his real name.
Right.
When you're in prison, I'll be done with you. He got charged with reckless endangerment back in August and later pled guilty to reckless driving. Back in March, he was charged with a misdemeanor assault. So she was sick of him. But you have to hear the retaliation of what Meek Mill and his lawyers are saying now about the judge.
Okay, they're saying she didn't like him?
They're saying that
she hated him.
No.
Not a fan?
Yeah, they're trying to say that they came up from the same part of town. Okay? That
the judge and Meek Mill?
Meek Mill, right.
So they had like outstanding beef?
Right. They're trying to say that, okay, this is what it was over, okay?
Okay.
One of his attorneys is trying to tell that they had, like, the actual prosecutor had recommended no jail time.
Okay.
And then the judge is from the same part of Philly as Meek Mill is. And they know some of the same people. And so one of Meek Mill's lawyers is actually suggesting that Meek said during a meeting in her chambers last year, she said, you should do a remake of Boys to Men's on Bended Knee and then give me a shout out in it. Okay?
Okay, that's weird.
So Meek thought she was kidding and laughed it off. Well, Meek's lawyer is claiming that she said, the judge, I'm not kidding. And when Meek refused to do it, she replied, okay, suit yourself. See you in court.
What?
So Meek's lawyer believes the judge showed clear bias with her stiff sentence. They plan to appeal, but they're honestly trying to say that the judge was upset because she suggested that Meek Mill do a song.
I'm down on bended knee.
Judge Roberts.
Judge Roberts. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. This is something I've never heard, but
Yeah. I mean, usually like that would definitely be in passing. You'd be like, hey, give me a shout out on your next song. But nobody gets that specific.
Right. Well.
Now he has to pay the rights to bended knee to stay out of jail.
Exactly. So I don't know.
Hilarious.
I just think it's weird that a judge would even say any of that in the first place.
Right,
So
if that's even the truth.
I think, somebody here.
Didn't even ask for a cut of money. Just said, hey, and here's a good idea for a song. Just shout me out.
Exactly.
That's all I
You
ask.
just shout me out. Whatever, Meek. Okay, we'll see if that's true.
I told you that time that I went to court and the judge was like friends with my mom and sister. And I was there with my lawyer and I had a traffic situation and she was like, hey, I just have to tell the court that I know this defendant and I know his mom and his sister. And anybody have a problem with that? And my lawyer's like, no. And then all of a sudden she's like, how's your mom? I love your sister. She's so sweet. I go over there for lunch and your mom fixed my bracelet and blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, my daughter listens to you every morning.
Oh, God.
And I was like, okay. She's like,
saying all this
out
in
loud
front
in
of
front of everybody. And everybody in orange jumpsuits is looking at me like, who
is this guy?
And then I was like,
hey, I do voices.
Right. So then after she was like, okay, for sure. And she reduced it to whatever. And then after I was like, "Are we allowed to bring you something?" And she's like, "Oh no, you can't bring me anything unless I'm off the clock."
Oh.
So she's like, "You can leave it at my front desk." So I went and got her daughter some shirts and stuff.
Oh.
I don't know if that was inappropriate.
Yeah, I think that's considered a bribe.
So then all the dudes in their orange jumpsuits were hating
like,
you.
"Oh, for sure, death looks."
Right.
Oh,
there's that Mr. Wonderful from the radio station.
I looked at my lawyer. I was like, "I didn't even need to bring you."
Can I get my money back?
He was my cousin anyway.
Oh, okay. Of course he was. You Uliberries.
We all have a Jewish lawyer in the family. Everybody should have at least one.
You know what?
Jewish
I
lawyer in the family.
highly recommend it.
Right.
And finally, Sia posted a nude picture of herself on Twitter. Here's the reason why. Somebody was actually trying to sell nude pictures of her that they'd hacked out of her phone.
Oh.
She beat him to the punch, and she posted it up on Twitter and said, hey.
Kiss my ass.
Yeah, she said, somebody's apparently trying to sell naked photos of me to my fans. Save your money. Here it is for free. Every day is Christmas.
Wow. So wait, let me see that again.
We went from not even knowing what her face looked like to
Can
knowing.
you zoom in on that?
Well, I mean,
I didn't know if you could get bigger.
It's pretty big right there.
No, I know. I'm going to say that's a pretty good ass. You know what I mean? Like for her age? I mean, she seems older.
Yeah, I don't know how
I thought that's why she grew her bangs out. Because some pictures, if you Google her, you're like, oh, she's pretty.
Larry.
And then some pictures, you're like, grow the bangs out.
Larry, it's a wig. That's why.
Oh, well, then buy a longer wig.
You're an idiot.
No, whatever. Yeah, so I don't know. What do you think of her ass?
I mean...
She's got a small back.
I'd rather people saw my backside than my front side.
Right, exactly. Like her face with the ass, not together, but the ass alone, maybe.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, it's a butt. I was like, it's a blurry big butt.
I know that you're straight, so you should have the first opinion on it.
But I see your face.
Yeah.
I know, but I mean,
her face.
I know. Well.
I know she can be pretty under certain lights and situations.
I don't know who she is, to be honest with you.
Well, then we're Googling her right now.
What does she sing?
She sings that song that I did a parody to her song.
That doesn't help.
What was her song that
Chandelier was the famous one. Remember the dude?
It was the more funky one. It was like had some rap in it.
Remember Shia LaBeouf and he did that.
It's come on, turn the radio on.
That's her.
Got my t-shirt on.
Okay.
My lipstick on.
I know the song, but
yeah, right. So we're gonna pull up her face. All right, yeah.
I got all I need.
But she did it like as people are saying she did it on purpose.
You, baby.
That no one even hacked her. She just made that up so that she could release this picture.
No, I think she's more activisty than that. I think that somebody did hack her.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm telling you, anyone can hack anything. So if you got your phone, like all they need is the phone number. That's how these people get hacked. It's not like, oh my god, that's.
I thought they were like following somebody with something to pull the image off of your phone.
It's just a phone number, and so that's why it's like dangerous too when people log on to Wi-Fi. Like you literally can, when you say free Wi-Fi at the airport or free Wi-Fi downtown.
I don't do that.
You shouldn't, because they're fake. And so once you tap into someone's hotspot, they can go into your phone, see what your IP address is, see what your phone number is. So somebody can sit in a
Starbucks and you think it's free Wi-Fi there.
Yeah, you got to make sure you go to the landing page that says Starbucks. Do you want to go in? Yeah, here you go. Because otherwise they'll. We're all screwed, man. And the internet got shut down for Comcast. We should go in and talk about that. But the internet got shut down from Comcast.
Why?
And it's like the world goes crazy.
It was so nuts, and I was like so pissed because I was trying to do a bunch of work, and I was just pissed off. And I go upstairs, and Chris says, I called and got mad, and they gave us $5 off.
That's like, it? $5?
Yeah, $5 is nothing when you're talking about hours of not being able to work.
No, they don't care. But you know how you get them is you got to tell them it's business related, and then
I called and said my daughter's heart monitor is connected to the internet. She's died twice.
Oh yes,
it's a very special heart monitor.
Right. And they gave you $5
right.
From the Mile High, Blazing Hit Radio, now worldwide.
Hey, mark the date in your calendar for a happy hour on the 9th because, there's so much like craziness going on in the news, globally and locally and nationally. It's just so messed up that we just wanted to focus on a happy hour.
Yeah.
Just to give us a couple hours just to hang with you and to forget all our problems. Like you used to go to happy hour. Remember, back in the day?
Back when you had fun.
Exactly, when life was better.
Exactly.
So we're going to be at the Alamo Draft House on the 9th, and it starts at 4. Mm-hmm. And so this is your chance to come try our new Blazing Hit Radio drink.
Oh, yeah, you were kind of part of the concoction of that.
It's a little rum with jalapenos muddled, which Larry just doesn't like hot stuff. So when he told me when it was hot, that, I got so excited because I love spicy margaritas. So
Yeah,
this,
for
I'm
sure.
so excited
It's
for.
so good, and they like thought about how they wanted to do the drink, and they muddle 3 jalapenos, and it's fresh cut jalapeno. And so when they handed me the drink, I took a big sip, and then it was like amazing because sometimes you have to look for the heat in something because they're like, it's real subtle. Bam, right off the bat. And I was all, so my mouth got super hot. So then I started drinking more of it to cool my mouth off, which only made the matter worse.
Yeah.
So I would say if you're sensitive like me, ask for 1 muddled jalapeno ring. But if you're like Wiggins, then go for the 3.
Go for the blazing
Go
hot.
for the blazing hit.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you keep saying November 9th. Do you know when that is?
Yes, that's on a Thursday, and it's...
Don't
What?
look. Oh, okay.
Why?
Oh, because 2 nights from now.
It's already on 2 nights from now?
Yes, that's
Oh,
I can
damn.
tell. I can tell by the way you were talking.
That
You
is
didn't
so
realize.
When I agree to stuff, it seems so far
my
away.
God.
Like they're like, "Hey, can you do this on this day?" Sure. Can you do this on this day? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then the day comes on. So it's literally this a week from Thursday.
Today,
And this is why
today is the
yeah.
7th.
This is why I have things written on the whiteboard for this specific thing.
That's
I know, but-
racist. The whiteboard.
Yeah,
And, there's multicultural people here.
Right,
waiting.
right. That-
Okay, so wait, on Thursday then.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
2 nights
this
from
Thursday.
now. This Thursday.
This Thursday, get ready for the inside of your mouth to burn while you cool it with a drink that made you burn.
It's a really cool bar there, by the way.
Oh no, it's a cool bar. Like I can't even do 1 muddled jalapeno.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Oh,
Because you got bad
acid reflux.
Acid reflux.
Totally.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
right,
want to
yeah.
play. I mean, pepperoni can set me off, for God's sake.
Okay, we'll put 1 pepperoni in there.
A muddled pepperoni.
The bar is like set up it's kind of really cool. It's like a throwback kind of Hollywood era
Oh, it's cool.
bar. So yeah, whoever decorated that is like, they know what they're doing.
And
I'd
to
like to
me-
meet that person.
That's like the only way to see movies. Is the way that the Alamo Draft House is
Oh, right,
set up
'cause-
is that
yeah.
kind of a theater where, because I don't have time to go somewhere to eat and go to a movie.
Right.
You know how much it costs for a babysitter?
Right.
I need to go somewhere where it's all inclusive.
Get her
and
done.
get her
right,
done.
Right. Well, and so we'll be in the bar area, but then feel free to go watch a movie after where you hang with us. Maybe you can talk us into it.
Yeah.
Because we'll just keep ordering the yellow drinks from in the theater. Because they're going to serve that drink there all the time.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. And then there's a press release coming out announcing that Kathie is joining the Yellow Rum venture here soon too. That's supposed to be released next week, so that's
For sure.
exciting too.
Yay! You only live once, a part of the family.
We could not include her. We were having all these meetings. She was always looking in the window. What's happening with that rum of yours? Get in here.
I just want you to know I buy it every day. I mean, when it's out of stock, I go and replenish it.
Yeah, we're the reason Kathie had to go to 12 steps.
It's so good.
She fell on the 3rd step.
Especially when y'all made the cheaper version. That's my language.
YOLO Rum Clear.
Yeah.
Yellow Rum Clear, a little more affordable, but we still have, the top shelf stuff.
No, for sure, right.
Yeah, so you guys started that drinking habit when your internet shuts down. So that's what happened, Larry, for you
Okay.
yesterday. Was like,
Yeah.
because I didn't experience it this last time. I experienced it 3 weeks ago.
Well, no, they've done it a couple times. It's happened probably 2 weeks ago for me, and then last night. And part of the time, I think they do it because they don't think anybody gets up at 4.
Yeah.
And so since I'm up at 4, I'm the first person to know it's out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really pissed off because they keep coming back. And like I said last night, I was working downstairs and I needed stuff, access and to the internet, and it was not working. Go upstairs, and Chris was just like, "Yeah, it's not working."
But it wasn't you. You know that, right? Like, it was all over the entire
Right.
country
No,
that
no,
there was
for
an
sure.
outage with Xfinity.
The first
so.
thing I ask is, did we pay the bill?
Yeah,
and then the second thing I ask is, when I find out it's a area thing, I'm like, did you ask for money off? And they gave us $5 off.
Whoop-de-doo.
And I'm sorry, when you're like a Comcast person that has the package,
Yeah.
where you have internet, phone, blah,
Where
blah, blah,
you're
this, that.
spending a lot
right,
every
exactly,
month.
Exactly. Somebody should come out and give Chris and I a handy J for having to deal with it.
I was gonna say $20 off.
Bro, this is
right.
our ultimate package right here.
Well, I got your ultimate package right here.
So they send out some poor
Person with the blue rubber glove.
Yeah, that's
Right.
like, I'm here to
They're all-
apologize for our outage.
Wet or dry? I'll go wet.
Yeah, you can see
Lube
the
dry, I'm saying.
Okay.
you can see the map was everywhere, especially on the East Coast. It was really
So what
it was
happened?
really bad.
So you know what? Here's what happens. The next time that a couple satellites crash or something goes wrong, we're all screwed. because nobody's going to be able to do work.
For sure.
Nobody's going to. That's how you take out a country.
No,
you take out their social media.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, they're already on it, man. Like, everyone's figured that out.
Yeah. Well, what caused this?
So it was just
sun flares.
It was just a down detector.
Sun flares.
Comcast acknowledged.
That's what they told me to say. For my $5. They're all, if anybody asks, it was radiation flares from the sun.
Comcast says that this was an issue with an external network, and they're still investigating. So
it was probably that same guy that cut Trump out of Twitter.
Yep, y'all got hacked.
That's
what it is. Everyone who's
person
Comcast got hacked.
Who took Trump off of Twitter needs to make the rounds on talk shows. And so, you saw the lady that flipped off his motorcade?
She got fired.
Yeah, she got fired from her job, and it's so awesome because she's like, I don't care. She's like, I'd much rather have the satisfaction of doing that than where I was working. So she needs to make the talk show rounds too. That was pretty fun.
Well, I'd imagine someone would give her a job, or at least she'll get, like you said, those press circuits will pay her to go around.
Well, and the car in front of his and behind his, they were all, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Right.
So wait, did she just go out into the street?
No, she was riding her bike, and the motorcade went past her. So she just put the finger up the whole time. So there's video and pictures of her. I'd imagine she'd be on Colbert soon or something,
Right, as the flipper off lady.
Right, that's her.
Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious.
So how did they find out who she was?
No, I'm sorry. Did she know it was Trump, or she just?
Yeah.
No, she knew he was in town.
Oh, it wasn't just the cars going by. Okay.
Right. It could have been maybe P. Diddy, but.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. And it doesn't look like they went by her fast. So
right, exactly.
Trump had to see it.
Yeah, he was definitely one of those cars. That cracks me up.
How did they find out who she was? Did they just know?
No, because she posted it. She made it her profile picture. And so her work was like, no.
That's cool.
And they probably told her, listen, Irene, we all agree with you, but we have to let you go.
Right.
Mr. Simmons, he's totally far right.
Yeah. Right. And
Right.
So
no, she had, why? Is because she had a government job.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't like her job, like she just worked anywhere. She had like a official government job.
See, that makes a difference.
So it was more of like her flipping off her boss. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
which a lot of people want to do, but they don't.
Right, you're not supposed to.
Right, exactly. A lot of us want to flip off our boss.
But we're our own boss, so Kathie wants to flip Wiggins and I.
There you go. I'm giving you one right here.
Hey,
both
Wiggins
of you.
gives me at least 2 of those a day.
You guys have never had like a good quit moment or something that was like, all right, yeah, this is a great quit story, or
no.
You know what?
Fired.
I really wanted to when I was going to leave. I know this is first world problems.
Arby's?
Arby's. Okay. And it was Arby's was my first real job.
I'll try making those mocha shakes
15,
by
16,
yourself.
17.
Let's play a song real quick, and then we'll get right into that story.
Larry and Kathie J's Blazing Hit Radio.
From the Mile High.
And now worldwide.
Welcome.
Yeah, Kathie, I know your secret that you used to work at Arby's.
Kathie had the meats.
I worked at a lot of places, okay?
But you had the meats.
I had the meats.
Kathie had the Arby's sandwich.
The meat sweats.
Oh, yes. Kathie had the meat sweats. Kathie had the beef and cheddar.
I used to love beef and cheddars. They were just so sloppy and so cheesy. Oh, they were so good.
Man, you're gonna eat meat here soon. You just
I'm
keep
not.
talking more.
He's not.
I'm telling you, I have such good replacements. I don't need you, but I mean, I do have. Most of my life I ate meat, so I do have plenty of stories.
Right? Yeah.
I made plenty of Famous Dave's trash can lids. You know what? There is no place for a vegan or a vegetarian at a barbecue place. There's nothing to eat.
Can't you just do a cornbread muffin?
Sure, I guess you eat a cornbread muffin by yourself. There you go.
Well, Famous Dave's has good ones. Like one time, I honestly ate like 5 of them.
Oh my God, they're so good. They're so good. I have no reason. I miss you, Famous Dave. What was your story that you said about quitting Arby's?
Yeah, so when I went to quit Arby's, when I knew I was going to be done with it.
Were you mad?
No. It was like,
It was good.
Heading off to college. It's been a fun ride,
But you're the regional manager now.
I was... No lie, right?
Right, you're a 20-year-old regional manager, and you dress like a 30-year-old businesswoman.
Yeah, exactly. No, that
Kathie's mom used to dress her.
She did.
Kind of like she dressed. So Kathie, there's a ton of high school pictures when she's dating Chris where she looks more like a businesswoman. She had like matching suits.
like a scarf.
Right.
With some sort of brooch.
Right.
It buttoned up all the way to the top type look.
No. It was more of a classy lady Oprah look.
Okay.
Yeah, Really?
Right.
Okay, I picture.
Like I had suede jackets,
Right, and
that were
boots.
like teal,
Right.
And yeah, it just was wrong.
I picture who was the neighbor on Married with Children that lived across the street.
Oh, Marcy.
Marcy.
yes.
I picture like Marcy type outfits. Is
Okay,
that
maybe
kind
it
of
could
like,
have been Marcy
okay.
outfits. Yeah, not that 80s, but yeah,
Yeah,
it was,
for sure.
Right. So when I went to leave Arby's, I was like, man, I'm just gonna, yell at one of the customers because I knew I was leaving, and a lot of customers. They deserve to be yelled at. Like the fact that they treat people the way they do.
Right, because they think you're just a
blows
fast food employee.
Yeah, it blows my mind the disrespect that people dish to each other every day when you're just trying to get a sandwich, I'm just trying to make it. Let's do this together.
Right.
But instead they have attitude.
Were you there when there was a point where Arby's had electronic menus and you could order? It wasn't that way, right? Because there was
No.
one where you could like literally they wouldn't.
This is why Kathie was leaving. She's being replaced by a computer.
Beep, 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 beep. And so I really was
You know
like,
what? They're all computers don't eat French fries and cost our bottom line.
right. Yeah, they definitely saved money on the turnovers.
From the Mile High City.
And now, worldwide.
You're streaming Larry and Kathie's
Blazing Hit Radio.
Blazing Hit Radio, Larry Ulibarri, Kathie J. Wiggins.
and we like cursed ourselves. I don't know if Comcast was listening, but we literally had an outage for a minute.
Yeah, we did. So we were getting all your messages.
I know, and you think about this, how dependent we are on Wi-Fi, and we're all going to crumble when the Armageddon hits.
Oh.
It's the Amish and those tribes that have been undiscovered in the rainforest. They're going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's us that are going to freak the hell out.
For real, like I think about it every day. I'm like, well, I'm not going to be able to use this car. You
Right.
know, like
Your phone, you're just like, hey, I'm outside. You're asking people, you're sending texts, you're doing all your business, you're doing everything on Wi-Fi.
Yes.
And if you know why, how you're using Wi-Fi a lot is when you don't have it and you go to some place that doesn't have it or something's wrong or it goes out, then you're just like crippled.
Right.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Right. It's like, I guess we could talk to each other.
No, that's not an option. We must find out how to
Right.
get the Wi-Fi
One of-
working.
I can't see Kathie without a Snapchat app on her face with a little hat and some flour.
Oh, right.
One of the comedians we talked to, Ron Funches, that came in here, he said, try watching a movie before cell phones and find the plot hole to where it just could have simply been solved
With
by
a
having a cell
phone.
phone.
Totally.
Oh, right.
So it's like,
Right.
it's so funny and
No,
so true.
you're so
like,
right.
Yeah.
Like in my hometown in upstate New York, there's only one cell tower and it's an AT&T tower. So if you don't have that service, you're not going to be able to use your phone.
And you literally have to climb to the top of the tower.
Yeah, right.
Right. You're up there.
So
Can you hear me?
I still, when I'm home, I leave, when my father was alive, I would leave messages at the bar because I knew eventually he'd be walking in as to where I was.
That's the Wi-Fi in her town.
The Wi-Fi is usually the bartender.
Right.
Right. Like when Dad comes in, just tell him I headed to Minerva, had to pick something up. I'll be right back.
The Minerva.
Yeah, what is that?
It's just a nearby town.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh, the
Or I was
Minerva.
heading up to Aunt Barb's in North River. Yeah.
Nice.
Right. So.
I love visiting that town. That was so fun. We had such a good time in your little village.
Yeah, you'll come back sometime, right?
Of course.
You come back on down here.
You come back
Now
on
that
down.
you have a house with a modern,
modern plumbing.
right, and Wi-Fi, I will be there.
It does have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so you're upgrading the house, Kathie, or are you just kind of maintaining?
No. It's so funny because my dad, so it was the house that they all built, that my dad and his dad built.
Right.
And so my grandma, of course, lived in it her whole life. We grew up in that house.
Right.
And then my dad moved back there like 18, 20 years ago.
Okay.
And he moved into the house. But he didn't upgrade a damn thing.
So you live in this town and that's your house and you don't
Yeah.
really care.
Exactly.
You don't
Like,
need to be fancy.
Yeah.
Right, kind of. That is the rule. You don't got to be fancy. Does the
Right.
sink work? You're good to go.
Right. We're all the same.
Right. So taking my husband though home, Mr. Efficient, he was like, "Nope, wrong. We got to fix this. I'm not having the girls grow up around this."
Man, if we had only nabbed him before she did,
know
we'd have
what?
somebody that can do construction
We
and all
didn't
this.
know how talented he was going to turn out to
What do
be.
you mean?
Right.
What do you mean nab him? Like
No,
you and I
we could have married him,
before?
and we'd have been having our second home
No, that's all right.
fixed up.
No,
You
he
could've
asked me to do stuff. I do
propositioned him.
stuff in my house. So what? Like I'm handy around my house. Like even JJ said, "Well, why don't you ever call me?" I was like, "Cause it's my house. Like I'm gonna go out there and take care of my stuff. Like if you
That's why
go.
everything's.
if my boys
That's why
coming over, I'll have
everything's.
drinks.
That's why everything's crooked at his house. He doesn't have a level.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
But the fact
You
that
have
you're,
my tools.
Yes.
The fact that
Air
you're
compressor.
attempting.
Oh yeah, I do. I used it the other day.
Yeah. So
did? did?
Yeah.
An air compressor? What were you doing?
One of Chris's tires was flat in his Mazda. So, I had to break it out and
Well, the only way you get things that are finally leveled is by doing a little at it, learning how to do it. So I'm proud of you, Wiggins.
I don't have all that skill, but when Mr. Efficient came to my house to hang a door, I had every single tool he needed.
Yes, you did.
And his power tools weren't powered up, so he'd go, there's no way you have a blah, blah, blah. And I'd be all, don't move. And I'd go in my garage and I'd be all, I have it. And then he's like, okay. He's like, you don't have a sander. And I was like, don't move. And then I came back with a sander and it was new. And he's like, sweet. And then he's all, there's just no way you have blah, blah, blah. And I was all, I do. I was like,
that was just as satisfactory for
almost
you.
as good, right.
As doing it yourself.
Exactly. I'm not as skilled as a straight guy, but I had all the stuff the straight guy needed.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah, that's, you can't do any better than that. You saved the runs to Home Depot.
Exactly. That's what screws everything up. It makes it 10 times longer and more expensive.
Run. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll have a new living quarters, sleeping quarters, and kitchen.
Oh, nice.
So you definitely have to come enjoy it.
Kathy has cameras on the house so she can watch the work in progress. So it's like a really slow reality show.
Yeah, right.
It's like in real time.
Right. Part of me thinks I'm just going to have to save it all, and watch it all in one session.
Edit it all together and then sell it to the DIY network.
They should.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe they're looking for a couple of flippers with bad jokes.
Exactly.
That's my husband.
Yeah. Is he bringing someone out there with him?
Yeah.
To help
every
him?
time he brings a different Mr. Efficient with him.
Another buddy.
Another buddy. Is it the Eclipse buddy?
I got cameras in that house. I'll see you.
He's going to put hankies on him.
Hankies.
I don't care what they say about me.
And now,
I go dumb, I go stupid, I get crazy.
Come on and clap.
it's Kathie J's Stupid News.
A guy reports he's got an unexploded World War II bomb in his garden.
In his garden, where does he live?
So he lives in a German town.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right, so we actually...
So there I was going to plant the tulips, and then I, tink, tink, I hear this thing in the ground, tink,
Then
tink.
stop.
Let me get a hammer and hit it real hard with the nail.
Don't hit it.
Clink, clink, clink. No, I do not know what it is.
Stop hitting it. An 81-year-old dude was out in his garden, and he says he stumbled upon a decades-old dangerous weapon.
Okay, so if he's that old, it was his.
It could have been his, right? Couldn't it?
I brought it back from the war as a keepsake, yeah.
Yeah. Forgot you just buried it out in the backyard.
Well, I knew it was dangerous, so I put it in the backyard, yeah.
Right, so he called the cops, and the cops were like, okay, they sent out, like,
the robots, the dog.
bomb sniffer, right, the whatever,
They
the
sent
special
out
team.
the person that's been there the least.
The rookie.
Right, you go look at it.
Take a picture of it and send it back to us.
But he hit it with a hammer. It's probably very temperamental, yeah.
Yeah. So then they get out there and they're like looking at it and they realize, that's not a World War II bomb. That's zucchini.
What?
Yes, in fact, zucchini in a garden is what they found.
Right, because it looks just like a bomb. Zucchini, bomb.
They're actually saying, they took a picture of it, and they're saying they can see why the guy got confused as it being a unexploded World War II bomb. I would look at it and immediately say zucchini.
Well, yeah, because it's dug up. Maybe when it's like unearthed a little bit, it was like kind of shiny.
Maybe.
You know how vegetables can be?
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe look
right.
metal-ish.
They conceded that the 16-inch squash really did look very much like a bomb.
And then the man made it for dinner, fed all the police officers.
Yay!
And guess what? It was the bomb. Yeah.
It was. Oh, the food was the bomb.
It was great. It was the bomb.
That's
this
good.
is the terms used in America with the kids,
Yeah.
Oh, that's the bomb.
I see where you're going with that.
Yeah. It's a little overused, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. And finally, a guy. Oh wait, not finally. Excuse me. Guy pierces his heart with a nail.
What?
And watches it move with every heartbeat out of his chest. Oh!
Shot to the heart, and you're to blame. You give home interiors a bad name. Poor guy.
So Doug is 52 years old. He lives in Wisconsin. And he was working on a fireplace at his home.
Good thing he eats so much cheese. His heart was all clogged with it.
Right, it just pierced the cheese.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, you're okay. So he was framing out a fireplace at his home, and he said he was bringing the nail gun forward, and he was on his tiptoes trying to get up. He didn't quite have enough room where he was.
Well, you got to have a stool.
You need to have something. And then it fired before he was really ready for it. The gun, the nail gun went off. So he dropped it down and fired again, and that second nail ricocheted off a piece of wood and hit Doug, bam, right
Shot
in the chest.
to the heart, and he's to blame. Wow.
You give love a bad name. Bam.
Right, and then he told his wife, pour some sugar on it.
Why would you pour sugar on him?
To coagulate the blood. You know what I mean?
No,
Make it a gummy.
no.
A blood gummy.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Right. He said what was going through his head was, I don't want to pull this out and be like Steve Irwin. Remember when he pulled the Stingrays thing out?
You die.
Right. So he made it to the hospital, gets to the hospital, and they took a picture, an x-ray of it. Look at how crazy that is. He said that he lifted his shirt. It was a 3.5-inch nail embedded in his chest, and an inch of it was sticking out of him.
So how did they
moving
fix that?
with every
heartbeat? Oh my God! It's like he had an extra nipple.
Yeah, right. A big pointy
nipple.
Extra nipple.
His wife was like, "Why are you so excited, Mr. Horny?"
He's like,
"It's a nail.
I gotta go to the hospital.
I'm gonna pinch it. Purple nipple."
He underwent open heart surgery. They got the nail out. It was within 1/8 of an inch of hitting his major artery. If he would,
and they use Flex Seal to close it up. Flex Seal, it seals anything. Look at this guy's heart. Now it's not bleeding anymore, and it just took 60 seconds. I'm gonna saw this boat in half.
Yes, and then there he is going across the lake with the boat. That stuff looks amazing.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, don't you wish you had
a reason to have it?
Me
right.
too.
I wish somebody would cut my boat in half.
Right. You don't have a boat.
Whatever. Flex Seal saved his life.
All right, and finally, a cop poses as a John to catch a woman posing as a prostitute.
So he was a cop and she was a cop, and they didn't know about each other's stings?
No. She wasn't a cop. She was just a robber posing as a prostitute.
Oh,
so you bring him in with the lure of the prostitution,
and then they steal your wallet,
and then they rob you.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So without giving anything up?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty weak.
Cops in Florida got word last week that
she should be arrested just for that. not giving it up when you're staying. That's weak.
This 27-year-old girl named April, she and a guy were posing as a prostitute and a
call
John.
me April Showers because I like to pee on my guys.
Again, you're not a real prostitute.
Yeah. This is my cousin May Flowers.
What does May Flowers do?
April Showers brings May Flowers.
That's it.
She's my cousin.
Right, I got that. So what they would do is they would lure the John in.
And then rob him.
Right, and then the pimp would show up and they'd rob him, and then she wouldn't have to give out her services.
Right, because the guy's
money.
already compromised. His pants around his ankle.
Right.
There's a big black guy there.
Totally.
Ready to punch him.
It didn't say whether or not the pimp was black.
Oh, okay. He could have been Hispanic. He could have been Asian. He could have been
anything.
A frail gay guy.
Yeah. Probably not. No.
He's all, let's go in, girl. He's all, I have to check your junk before she'll touch it.
Right, exactly. He's the junk checker.
Right.
So last Thursday, one of the cops on the force, they set up an undercover sting to try to catch her. So a cop posed...
So they think she's just a regular hooker. They don't know they're about to get robbed. The cops. Or they don't know...
No, they knew that this was their thing. Like, they had reports of guys saying... I answered this ad.
Okay, and this chick took my money.
Shows up and she robs you.
Okay.
So one of the cops poses a John to go and meet April, the hooker. And
that's got to be a good job. He's like, I got to go hump on some chick. Yeah, it's my work.
You don't...
there's some... Swear to God, there are some cities where the law enforcement has the ability to sleep with the girl to make it be official.
What?
Yeah, I swear to God.
Like
there are
what,
some
New
old,
Orleans?
I've heard of it on the news and stuff where it's like there's some
Larry's second career choice.
Yeah,
no,
right,
I'm just saying, well, hey, babe, if I have to, it's part of my job.
They'll put it in the door.
Right. I have to sleep with her. Yeah, I don't, once it's in.
Well, and then if you're calling an escort, you should have some precautions to know if they're a hooker or not.
Yes.
Because what you would do is you, don't invite her all the way in. Just open up the door and go, touch my stuff. And then if she does, she's cool. I don't think cops can touch your stuff.
Like right there in the entryway to the hotel room, you're going to just touch their stuff?
For sure, by the ice machine.
What?
I don't know. I don't want her in my room if she's going to rob me. I got to see if you're...
she's gonna
or
rob
if it's
you.
a cop. So you have to prove you're not a cop and put this in your booty.
What?
I don't know. Do something crazy.
The cop has to put his in her booty?
Oh, this is
what?
I don't know.
Right.
The cop has to do something that makes it sure that you're like, oh, a cop would never do that.
April.
You could just ask him, "Are you a cop?" Like they legally have to say, "I'm not a cop."
I don't think that's the thing anymore.
No, I don't think that's the thing anymore. I think that's only on TV.
That's why you have to say, put this zucchini somewhere.
Put this zucchini somewhere.
April and her partner, a 32-year-old guy named Lee, they went to go meet the undercover cop, but she and her partner got spooked and drove off. So they obviously might have smelled.
They know. Oh, okay.
It's a setup. It's a trap.
I smell bacon.
No, well,
Pigs.
right, totally. And then he threw some weapon out of his car as the cops were going after him. Turned out that weapon was a toy gun. So a fake John shot a fake John
pimp.
shot a fake hooker and a fake pimp with a fake gun.
And that girl's been kept in line this whole time because she thought that gun was real.
She's like, you've been keeping me in line with a toy gun?
Shut up.
You son of a bitch.
Shut up.
You know, he's the frail gay pimp. So she slapped the crap out of him.
Larry and Kathie J's Blazing Hit Radio.
It's blazing.
I just like saying that. Blazing Hit Radio. Yeah, I think I'm going to start doing that. Blazing Hit Radio.
Are you going to do that?
Yes, Larry Ulibarri will be at Larry H. Miller Nissan from Blazing Hit Radio this Saturday from 11 to 1.
Yeah.
Get your deal done with Larry at Blazing Hit Radio and Larry H. Miller Nissan. He didn't really have a lisp.
No, he didn't.
I just added the lisp, so I didn't get sued.
Now you sound like the Suffer and Succotash.
Suffer and Succotash. I saw a putty tat on Blazing Hit Radio. No, but seriously, if you are in the market for a truck, car, SUV, you were out there Saturday before last, are we? And so you just go to Lucin and C470, and they're practically just giving these deals away. They're
crazy
literally handed Kathy and I each a Murano. That's how good the deals are. They just hand you Murano.
You know what, though? I do have to say, like, this morning, I think it was a wake-up call for a lot of people as to their car.
Right, exactly. Like, you're sliding all over the road, or it didn't start.
Exactly.
Right,
the
or
heater's not working and stuff.
Your
like
defroster.
This is only the beginning, everybody. I've had a car without a defroster. You know what a nightmare that is? To be scraping the inside of your windshield to get the ice off of it.
Right. Come to Larry Miller Nissan, and then you can have a car that starts itself, and it'll heat it up.
Yeah, it's really, they have a lot of good deals. Plus, you know that you and your family are going to be safe. Like,
exactly.
The payment
it's worth the airbags that saved your family.
Amen to that.
And the little thing, you know what's worth the investment in something updated and current, like a Nissan that's new, is there's all these little things that, like, sensors that let you know when somebody's in your blind spot.
Yes, it helps
so you're like,
a lot.
Thank you for saving my life and theirs.
Exactly, and you want that.
Yeah,
right.
for sure.
So I think I actually have PTSD from past cars. So even though I'm in a reliable car, and I have been since we started being with Larry Miller Nissan, I still
Yeah, we are with them.
Yeah.
Right, we are. I'm married to him.
I'm the Larry and Larry Miller.
They are our ride or die chick, and we are their ride or die chick.
For sure. They like us without our makeup.
Right, exactly. Like going down the road sometimes I'm still like, oh, that's a place where I might need to pull over, even though I don't need to pull over.
Right.
Or, I bet
That's where I would normally have pulled over if I didn't have a decent ride.
Right. I'm always checking the gauges. So, you need to let that go, because a lot of us are stressed out by the time we even make it to work.
Right.
Because of the ride.
Get pre-approved even before you head down there to see me between 11 and 1. Go to secondchancecolorado.com, and then if you don't get approved, don't come down, but you'll get approved, so I'll see you there.
They got a 98% approval rating. Yeah.
All right, so we have...
well, you said you had a topic.
I
did.
Right, but you looked like you were rapping.
I was saying for that.
Oh, okay.
I was like...
No.
So here's the weird things that we do that we don't talk about.
Okay.
And I was like, how can they make a list of this? And then I started reading this and went, oh, yeah, okay, that's totally
Weird things
true.
that we do when we're by ourselves?
Weird things that no,
Oh.
just weird things we do, but we don't really talk about. It's just something that all of us seem to do.
Idiosyncrasies.
Larry immediately got perverted.
I know,
It was
it's
just thinking what we do when we're by ourselves.
This isn't.
I know I did. I just said idiosyncrasies.
So like this one, Wiggins, Larry, producer Bolte. When you sit down to eat in front of the TV, do you ever delay eating until you found something good to watch?
No, because I'm already watching something.
Yeah,
good.
I've usually set it up and it's already going, so then I just bring my food over.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% sure. But I mean, like if you're got your meal and you put everything ready and then you bring up your Netflix, then I can see that happening.
Right, you wait to eat until you get it.
Right, especially if it needs to cool down a little bit.
Okay, Bolty waits to eat. All right. 82% of people interviewed said yes. And then the next one, before you go in and use the bathroom.
Do you check it to see if somebody destroyed it first?
Okay, well, hopefully you do.
Right, that's when I send in. I go.
Doesn't that happen when you lift up the
I throw a
lid?
treat in there and see if Yoshi runs in there to eat it, and if he comes out, then it's okay. If Yoshi doesn't come out, it's bad.
Okay.
You made a sacrifice? Is that what you're saying? Oh, Yosh. When you go into the bathroom, do you ever check behind the shower curtain to make sure there's nobody in there spying on you?
No.
I totally do.
My bathroom is separate now, so like I'm in its own little room. I guess. So I don't really have to check it. But
you go into someone's house and they have a bathtub with a shower curtain.
No, maybe a hotel.
Maybe a hotel, something where I just know for sure someone could be in there.
Like if you're home, you've heard noises. Like out here, if somebody broke in. You know what I mean? I'd be like,
I still check.
All right. Well, then you're paranoid.
Absolutely. 100%. Yes, I am.
Lay off the ganja.
Okay. This one, it gets a little bad, okay? Do you ever smell your dirty underwear to see if you can wear them again? Please, all of you say no.
No, I don't need to smell them. I'm just going to wear them again.
Why would he want to put himself through that?
Yeah, why would I?
And everybody knows if you have to use the same pair of underwear, you just turn them inside out.
Yeah, right. Well, 38% of people said yes. 12% said they turned them inside out. Way to go, Larry.
Okay, first of all, I was joking.
Honestly, ever done that?
No, and the thing is, I have, ooh, gross.
You have?
Yeah, for
Wiggins, you have?
I was in college. I didn't do laundry a bunch.
Yeah, but that means you still smelled even more because the smell was closer to the outside.
Right, the smell was on the outside now.
Okay, so gross. But no.
I didn't flip them inside out. I just wore them twice.
No, we're saying reverse them.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to reverse them.
But I know, but when we said that, you were like, I've done that.
Oh, I thought you just meant
so
worn them twice.
So that's why we thought you're so disgusting.
We meant reversed them and wore them twice.
Right.
Have you ever picked your nose and eaten it?
No.
I probably did when I was a kid.
Maybe on accident.
No, I mean,
maybe I was like
on accident.
Yeah, you picking that, and then you're like biting your nail later, and you're like, oh, there's still a little crack.
Oh, gross. Okay, that's why you don't bite your nails.
Or pick your nose.
So
okay.
Gross. Well, here's the thing: we live in a dry climate, so we've all picked our nose. Let's not be crazy and think, "Oh, I'm not a nose picker," but we don't eat it. And one time we were on the road. And my dad was this guy. He saw a guy pick his nose and eat it, told all of us, and pulled up next to him. And the whole family, all four of us, were looking at him going, ew, gross, motioning to our nose and then our mouth. Like a whole family. That's shame.
So your dad started the shaming way back when?
I don't know who. I mean, if you pick your nose and eat it,
if you
pick your nose and eat it, you deserve a little heat.
Yeah, right. As an adult, yes.
Or anybody. That's gross.
So knowing Larry and knowing his dad, or not knowing his dad, but just knowing Larry and learning that from his dad, you definitely just went, roll down the windows. Everyone just looked at him, and you put him on blast, and that is where you got it from.
My dad was also the first person to lock the windows and fart and trap the family. So we weren't all, just dishing it out. We were all taking it.
I think that's a guy thing.
Yeah, my dad was the first to do that.
You never really, if you ever run across a girl that's farts it out and then locks the windows, that's a different type of chick.
She's a cool ass chick. And here's the thing. I'm sorry. I just recently read an article on BuzzFeed that says couples that fart in front of each other, their relationships last longer.
Okay, couples that fart in front of each other is one thing. Locking you in where you have to smell it.
I know, but that's
thing.
next level stuff.
Oh
That's brilliant.
That's just horrible.
That's awesome. That's either you endure it or tuck and roll.
Are you out of the car?
Yeah, if you're on a side street, maybe.
No, I get the looks all the time because I just fart all.
But
Wiggins has the.
Excuse me.
No, Wiggins has the Glenwood Springs farts too.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Oh,
that oil. I mean that
like a sulfur.
The sulfur smell.
Speaking though, of the boogers and dry climate you were just talking about. So I have been having a huge issue. They're literally like stalactites in my nose.
Right, and it's so cool because when you pull it out, sometimes it's in the entire form of the inside of your nose. It's like an inner casting of your nose.
No.
And you're just like, well, that's crazy.
Okay, I haven't
it
had
looks
that.
like a little village.
So
and then Yeah.
Haven't had that.
Have you ever had the one where you like are pulling it and it's like so long and it's attached and it's wet and it's like, oh my God, and you keep pulling it and then all of a sudden,
gross.
Okay.
No. So the doctor suggested putting coconut oil in my nose.
That would smell amazing.
It's been a miracle. Like I've only been using it a couple days because I went and saw her when I was really sick.
What does it do?
It just moistens your nose so those stalactites and the hard boogers can't form. So it just keeps the inside of my nose.
But then what do you have to pick?
Nothing.
There's nothing.
Well, then that's
which
no fun.
I would prefer.
It's not a sport, Wiggins. He would gold medal.
But she's like, put some coconut oil in like an old contact case and use toothpicks and not toothpicks.
Toothpicks? What kind of doctor are you going to? And then jab the inner side of your nose and get that oil in the bloodstream. Jab, toothpick.
Not
boom,
toothpick, boom. Cotton swabs, whatever they are. Q-tips, thank you. Okay, anyway.
Okay, so then I would imagine that everything you're smelling all day smells like vacation.
Yeah,
smells like coconut.
It's pretty good.
Okay,
it is nice. And have you ever not showered for several days just so you could see how bad you smell?
No, Wiggins.
I'd like is not to see how bad I smell, just until I smelled.
Ugh. And then you catch that rare sniff of yourself, and then you go take a shower.
You know, the best thing that ever happened to him was Kayla, because he wasn't playing that game with Kayla around.
Thank God, yeah, because she's way too pretty to stink in front of.
Right, because the other girlfriend, he totally still wouldn't shower, even though he had her.
Now for Kayla, he doesn't fart, and he wears booty socks not to show his ugly feet.
That's true. Right, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Not at this point. She's married to me now. Look at these ugly toes.
He saw I put my wedding ring on that ugly toe.
Gross. Okay, and the last one. Well, I don't even want to throw this out there. Okay. Do you play with your hair that's in the basement in a non-sexual way, like you're just twisted or you braid it?
No. What? Okay, that sounds weird.
Watching TV, you don't just... okay.
Oh, wait, no, here's the thing. I'll give this up. Like, sometimes if you're a guy...
Are you sure you want to give whatever you're going to say up?
I would say sometimes if you're a guy and you're by stuff or whatever, you could sometimes just check to make sure your nads are still there. You'd be like, there they are. And then that's about it. I don't run my fingers through my hair that's not there.
Okay. Anybody? Okay, all the guys in the room? Okay, well, half of people said yes, they do.
Okay, I'm not going to shake hands anymore. That's gross. Why would you put your fingers through your hair?
I have no idea. I mean, I've been to Ideal Image Laser Hair Removal, so it's not an issue for me. But when asked, do you play with your hair down there and like twisting or braiding it or just putting your fingers through it, 42% of people said yes.
By the way, all these questions were just Kathie asking people on 16th Street Mall. So these are things she does.
So don't ask me how I came up with the question.
From the Mile High.
Blazing Hit Radio. Now worldwide.
Yeah, call or text. We'll take either. In fact, we have text right now at 303-728-3420.
Yeah, so this one comes in and says, I have these issues with making sure that doors are locked in our house at night. Remember we were talking about the weird things that people do but don't talk about? Right. So this is hers. She's got issues making sure that the doors are locked in their house at night. Okay, this is totally me too.
Right. No, I like, especially if you've somebody like tried to break in one time or whatever, then you're always paranoid about that. Mm-hmm. So you're like the nighttime double checker.
Right.
Is that shut? Is the car locked? Is the alarm on? Are the cameras moving?
Exactly. And I haven't had anybody break in, thank God, but I'm still paranoid about it. She said that only my husband and our goddaughters know this, but I check the front door, back door, the door from the garage into our house multiple times every damn night.
Okay, that's called OCD.
I do it. Even if they tell me we locked them, we checked them. Last night I checked each door 5 times, no lie. There's been nights that I checked 10 or more times and I've gotten up in the middle of the night to check. I hate that I do this.
That's like OCD though.
No, it is, but I mean, it's also like... I told you guys I'm on a thread with all my neighbors in Stapleton, and so when stuff goes down, everybody kind of shares it.
Yes.
And so there's lots of people sharing clips of weirdos just setting off their cameras, going in their backyard, checking doors to see if they're open.
Yes.
Walking on the side of their house, checking windows. So yeah, you kind of have to be that
guy
way.
from Boulder who just ended up going to those people's house and playing the guitar, and they woke up to him on their couch playing the guitar.
Right.
Totally. You never know.
Right.
The other night, I'm that person that checks. It's a security issue for me, right? So so the other night, all of a sudden, because I was alone, the girls were gone and Mr. Fishett was gone. It was just Arnold and I. So
Arnold's Kathie's sex toy, if you're wondering.
Arnold is my sweet innocent dog.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And so I literally just felt like I was unsafe for some reason.
Okay.
So I literally went and got a butcher knife. And there I was walking through the house, moving the curtains back of the shower. I was opening closet doors. I was looking under beds, everything. And I was scared when I started to fall asleep, so much so I locked the bedroom door. I have, I try to put booby traps around the house. Like, so if somebody does break in, I'll hear them. So then by outside my door, I had like paper because I was like, somebody step on the paper and I'd hear that. And then I hang like a little bell from the door handle.
It's like, don't play a prank on Kathie, you'll end up with a knife in the chest.
Seriously, hiding behind a curtain.
Right, exactly.
I was just trying to scare you.
You mean bitch.
God, who walks around with a butcher knife?
I do. I'm scared. What are you doing in my house? Yeah, and then so it just happens. People are weird.
We had a text 303-728-3420 that they put the Blazing Hit app right on their homepage. Want to know when the Android app is happening. Hopefully this week. We're just finalizing the little bit of the test, but the Android or the iPhone people are loving theirs, and so
I love it.
Android is coming out here hopefully this week.
Right. We just need to find somebody who owns an Android because apparently we're all Apple people.
Yeah, no one has an Android, so testing it is kind of like, they're like, how's the app going? Is it working for you? I was like, well, I don't really have an Android. I was like, everyone I know has an iPhone, like literally everyone I know. So.
Don't you have an Android?
I do have an Android, but I have too much. I don't have storage space.
Oh, right, and you guys try to delete a bunch of stuff to download
it. Didn't work, and then we're actually going to delete things from her phone that she needed. So
yeah, it didn't.
Let's just give some people the beta test and say, hey, let us know. We really could honestly. It's just a link, so we can say, hey, give us your feedback on the Android app. Let us know if you have any issues. That might be the solution.
I've always passed every beta test I've ever entered.
What?
Oh, it's a beta.
I became master of all the universe.
Gotcha.
Master beta. 303-728-3420, the YOLO Rum text line and phone line. You can call us at any time, and if you're using the iPhone app, you just got to hit the menu button and then the phone button, and you can call us. You can also do the shout out, so get at us.
Hey, it's Larry,
Kathie,
and Wiggins, and you're listening to Blazing Hit Radio.
Blazing Hit Radio, this is a test. This is a test of the Android system. If this had been an actual emergency, we would tell you where to go.
No, just go to our Facebook page, Larry Kathie J Facebook page. Yeah.
We'll tell you where to go.
I'll tell you, all right.
So if you have an Android, you want to have the new updated app, we have the test link on our Facebook page, so you can download it from right there.
I'm an Android.
Yes,
and I would love to hear Blazing Hit Radio.
Thank you, C3PO. You can download the link, download the app, and then we need you to give us that feedback so that we can make sure the app is good, 100%. Make sure you like it, and then we'll publish the official version.
Crank it up, give it to me, come on. Crank it up, give it to me, come on. It's time to feedback.
Oh, yeah, that was a Janet flop.
Yeah, it was. Bossy Hooch wants you to know, Wiggins. Me. This Android girl will test it for you. I look every day for your updates.
Okay,
Thanks,
cool.
Hooch.
Well, I'll give it right to her.
Thank you, Hooch.
I'll give it to you, Hooch.
Now your wife just heard that. And then he said he'd give it to a Hooch.
A Bossy wanted that.
Oh, my.
Coming up next in Trash and Bash.
What is it, Kathie J?
Did Mariah Carey get some weight loss surgery because of all the haters?
Oh, poor thing.
I know.
And when you can afford the most delicious desserts.
Right. The pounds go on fast.
I would imagine you'd come downstairs feeling fat and tell your chef, "You're fired." That's next.
Larry and Kathie J's Blazing Hit Radio.
Live from a mile high. And now worldwide. And now,
All tea, all shade, hunty.
Celebrity Trash and Bash with Larry, Kathie, and Wiggins.
can I get an amen up in here? Here's Kathie J.
Wow, there's more sexual harassment. It's like the sexual predators of Hollywood is what it's becoming.
Right. It's like even the Hollywood sign will touch you if you get too close.
Exactly.
Or like
somebody has a story about being touched by the Hollywood sign. I believe it.
Right. Or like, oh, that's just it's so prevalent. And now it's like, it even like trickles down to shows that we watched.
Yeah, right. So like Juliana Margulies, she's the good wife. She won all those awards.
She's nothing but the good wife. She's all about the good wife.
What's that song?
I'm all about the good life. They use it in a Sandals Vacation ad, but it's a real song. I'm all about the good life. That's what the good life.
Larry would actually recognize the song
Because it
from the
sounds
commercial.
like that
Good wife.
Fifth Harmony.
Whatever.
Oh, is that why?
Well,
Okay.
who happened to? I mean, who did she run across?
Okay, so she's saying that she got sexually harassed by Steven Seagal and Harvey Weinstein.
At the same time?
No. Steven Seagal was first. She was only 23 years old.
And she's gorgeous.
She is gorgeous. And
So you know, at 23, she was like, bam!
bam, for sure. So Steven Seagal had another female bring Juliana to his hotel room at 10 o'clock at night.
Okay, I'm already suspect.
Right, 10 o'clock, yeah. And so she shows up. The other chick leaves. She's left alone with Steven Seagal. She said that, like, she doesn't know how she made it out of the room, but she's grateful she did because it was going to get ugly.
Right, because she started pulling his hair and it came off. His whole hair came off. And then she just ran.
That wasn't it. And then the second time, it was like in 1996, and again, it was a female trying to say, "Oh, Harvey wants to see you. I'll go up and be with you for the meeting."
Like, who are these chicks that are setting up chicks?
Chicks that are getting paid.
Right, or that were the first victim.
Yeah.
And now they're like, better her than me.
True. Like, what is their motivation for real?
Right. Or, like, yeah, it'd be
How
weird.
could you
It's like,
set that up? How could you set up another human being to have something that horrible about to happen to him?
especially when you know what's going to happen.
Yep.
Yeah, and then, like, Harvey Weinstein's probably like, hey, there's a little something extra in your check. You know, you did great this year.
Yeah,
you got
exactly.
me, like, 18 women to prove out in front of.
Right. Well, that one person, then they say that I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, but they were getting $400,000 to just simply be the person that got Harvey chicks.
Whoa.
Like $400,000, almost $500,000 was their salary.
Right, and you know you got to keep all the scratch and dent ones. You know,
Well, that's good then, right? So anyways, she said it's the same thing with Harvey. Tried to go up to a hotel room. He opened the door in a robe.
Oof.
She immediately was like, hell no. Harvey got really mad there at the door and said, you didn't get the part, and slammed the door on her.
Whoa.
Yeah, so she said, she's grateful that she didn't get the part.
Well, and then she got plenty of other parts based on her talent, you know.
Right.
But
She's
it's
got
kind of
an
messed
Emmy
up.
for The Good Wife.
Right, because you'd think, like, if you piss off the wrong person, then he's going to tell other people, don't hire her.
Right. And
Right.
it obviously he did.
Right.
You know, so, and another one that's now coming out, actress Christina Cohen.
Mm-hmm.
She's trying to say that Gossip Girl star Ed Westwick, you know, Ed Westwick, there was Chase Crawford and Ed Westwick.
And then there was the third guy. I can't remember who he was.
He wasn't cute, was he?
He was actually all right. They were all really cute, but Chase Crawford was the one.
She's coming out, huge Facebook post yesterday saying that Ed Westwick raped her.
Ooh, that's not cool.
She's saying that she and her man, who was part of a camera crew or something, they went to Ed's house for a party. Ed suggested all the people should start having relations together. She said no. Then she retires to a bedroom to take a nap.
Yeah, that's
in
not
his house.
where you want to take a nap. You'd be like, let's just go.
Get the hell out of here.
Right, because
I'm not
it's
gonna
going to
be a
turn
part of
orgy.
this. Yes.
Unless if you want to watch the orgy and not participate, but then that's going to be weird.
So then she says she wakes up from her nap and Ed Westwick was on top of her, fingers everywhere, and she was raped.
That sucks.
Totally. Ben Affleck's trying to say, it's time for me to help change the environment.
Because he's Batman.
Yeah, right?
A terrible Batman.
But he also
Justice
grabbed
League
some
is
girl's
out soon.
boob.
He did back in 2003 on TRL, but he's since apologized for that, for the groping.
Right.
And now he's saying that in order to change, more women need to be pushed to power, and sexual harassment has to be a man's issue that men realize is wrong.
The only women that are being heard are women that are successful that made it in the business. Because think of all the girls that got their boob touched that didn't make it and have no voice.
Right, totally.
Right.
Or I was reading an article on Hollywood Reporter. It was crew members, female crew members. Like they're only 10%.
Oh, so they get it all
the
day.
Crews, right.
It's like working in a construction site or something.
Exactly,
hey,
right.
baby!
And they get harassed all day, and who are they going to complain to?
Right.
They could easily get replaced on a job.
Right, and you know the HR guy's even more of a perv.
Yes, right. And finally, Mariah Carey. Say it isn't so. Shouldn't you have thick skin by now, Mariah?
Oh, she does. It's like pork
Extra
rinds.
thick.
It's like pork rinds.
Yeah.
Stop it. Sources are saying that Mariah Carey underwent gastric bypass sleeve surgery.
That's where they take your stomach and they put the tube through your belly button so you fart out that.
What?
It's the gas bypass. So now you fart out your belly button. It's awkward.
That's weird. That's not what it is, Larry.
No. It's a lap band.
Yeah, right. It's a lap band. So
You know, Mimi's lap band was Gucci.
it had to be
Right.
Gucci, right? Only
Louis
the
Vuitton.
best. Only the best, darling. So sources are saying that she always has been able to handle being the curvy,
Chick.
pop star. But as of late, it's been hurting her performance dancing.
Well, first of all, you don't dance.
Even when you were thin.
Right. And the thing is, like, she's logged on so many hot videos where she looked amazing.
Yes.
It's like, it's okay. You can be a little thick now.
No. She didn't like it, sources are saying, and so she went and got this gastric surgery in response to online haters.
Now you just look like a super skinny older lady.
Yeah, right. Like, you still got to change your clothes, Mariah.
Right, exactly.
Something's got to happen there.
You can't shop at Forever 21 forever.
Right.
Go, shorty. It's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday. We gon' sip Bacardi like it's your birthday. And you know we don't give a fuck, cause that's your birthday. You can find me in the club, bottle full of bub. Mama, I got what you need if you need to feel the buzz. I'm into having sex, I ain't into making love. So come give me a hug, you're into getting rough. You can find me in the club, bottle full of bub. Mama, I got what you need if you need to feel the buzz. I'm into having sex, I ain't into making love. So come give me a hug, you're into getting rough. When I pull up out front, you see the Benz on dub. When I roll 20 deep, it's always drama in the club. Now that I roll with Dre, everybody show me love. When you sell like them and them, you get plenty of groupie love. But homie, ain't nothing changed. Roll down, G's up. I see exhibit in the cutting, man. Roll them up. If you watch how I move, you mistake before I play up here. Been hit with a few, but I don't walk with a limp. In the hood, in the lady saying 50, you hot. They like me, I want them to love me like they love pop. But holla in New York, show to tell you I'm local. When the plan is to put the rap game in the choke. I'm fully focused, man. My money on my mind. Got a meal out the deal, and I'm still in the grind. Now, shorty says she feeling my style, she feeling my flow. A girl from Wooded, they buy, and they ready to go. Find me in the club, bottle full of bub. Mama, I got what you need if you need to feel the buzz. I'm into having sex, I ain't into making love. So come give me a hug, if you're into getting rough. You can find me in the club, bottle full of bub. Mama, I got what you need if you need to feel the buzz. I'm into having sex, I ain't into making love. So come give me a hug, if you're into getting rough. My flow, my show brought me the dough. That brought me all my fancy things. My crib, my cars, my clothes, my jewels. Look on me, I done came up and I ain't changing. You should love it way more than you hate it. Oh, you mad? I thought that you be happy I made it. I'm that cat by the bar, toasting to the good life. Moved out the hood, now you tryna pull me back, right? My junk get the bumping in the club, it's on. I'm with my eyes to chicks, if she smash, she gone. Hit the roof on fire, man. Just let it burn. If the talking about money, homie, I ain't concerned. I'ma tell you what banks told me, cause go ahead, switch the style up. And if they hate, then let them hate, then watch the money pile up. Or we can go upside the head with a bottle of bug. Come on, they know where we be. You can find me in the club, bottle full of bub. Mama, I got what you need if you need to feel the buzz. I'm into having sex, I ain't into making love. So come give me a hug, if you're into getting rough. You can find me in the club, bottle full of bub. Mama, I got what you need if you need to feel the buzz. I'm into having sex, I ain't into making love. So come give me a hug, if you're into getting rough. Don't try to act like you don't know who we be, neither. We in the club all the time, so pop on. Shady Aftermath.
Hey, it's Larry and Kathie for Larry H. Miller Nissan.
The weather's going to be getting rough soon, everybody, so it's time for a more reliable vehicle.
And Larry H. Miller Nissan of Highlands Ranch has a deal for you.
Yeah, text the word Nissan to 303-728-3420 to automatically save $500 off your next vehicle purchase.
And if you're worried about any questionable credit, get pre-approved by going to secondchancecolorado.com.
And then just head over to Lucid and C470 and choose from a vast selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs.
Don't forget to text the word Nissan to 303-728-3420
right now.
Keep my hands on myself. Pick out dust them off, put them back up on the shelf. Yes, my little baby girl is in need. Am I coming out of left field? Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks. I've been feeling it since 1966. kicks now. I've been feeling it since 1966 now. Might have had your fill, I can feel it still. Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. Let me kick it like it's 1986 now. Might be over now, I can feel it still. We could fight a war for peace. Giving to that easy living, goodbye to my hopes and dreams. Stop flipping for my enemies. We could wait until the walls come down. It's time to give a little to the kids in the middle. Oh, until it falls, won't bother me. Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks. Yeah, your lovers and a bitch for my heart to eclipse now. Might be over now, but I feel it still. Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. I've been feeling it since 1966 now. Might be over now, but I feel it still. Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. Let me kick it like it's 1986 now. Might be over now, but I feel it still. Might have had your fill, I can feel it still.
Blazing Hit Radio.
Okay.
Less commercials, more hits.
Call it love and devotion. Call it a mom's adoration. Foundation, a special bond of creation. Ah. For all the single moms out there going through frustration. Clean Bandit, Shonda Paul, and Marie thing made them air.
She works the nights by the water. She's gone astray, so far away from her father's daughter. She just wants her life for a baby. All on her own, no one will come. She's got to save him.
Daily struggle.
She tells him, ooh, love, no one's ever gonna hurt you, love. I'm gonna give you all of my love. Nobody matters like you.
Stay up there.
She
Stay
tells
up
him
there.
your life ain't gonna be nothing like my life. You're gonna grow and have a good life. I'm gonna do what I got to
Stay up there. Stay up
So
there.
rock-a-bye, baby, rock-a-bye. I'm gonna rock you, rock-a-bye, baby, don't you cry. Somebody's got you, rock-a-bye, baby, rock-a-bye. I'm gonna rock you, rock-a-bye, baby, don't you cry. Rock-a-bye.
Rockabye, rocka, rocka, rockabye. Rockabye, rocka, rocka, rockabye. Single mom, what you doing out there? Facing the hard life without no fear. Just see and know that you really care. Cause any obstacle come, you well prepare. And no, mama, you never shed tear. Cause you have to set things year after year. And you give the youth love beyond compare. You find the school fee and the bus fare. When the pops disappear, in a run bar, can't find him nowhere. Steadily your workflow, everything you know, so you're not stop, no time for your dear.
Now she got a 6-year-old, trying to keep him warm, trying to keep out the cold. When he looks in her eyes, he don't know he is safe when she says, ooh, love, no one's ever gonna hurt you, love. I'm gonna give you all of my love. Nobody matters like you. So rock-a-bye, baby, rock-a-bye. I'm gonna rock you, rock-a-bye, baby, don't you cry. Somebody's got you, rock-a-bye, baby, rock-a-bye. I'm gonna rock you, rock-a-bye, baby, don't you cry.
With a bang, 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 alright then. Rockabye, rocka, rocka, rockabye. Rockabye, rocka, rocka, rockabye. Rockabye, don't bother cry. Lift up your head, lift it up to the sky, yo. Rockabye, don't bother cry. Angels around you, just dry your eye.
Now she got a 6-year-old, trying to keep him warm, trying to keep out the cold. When he looks in her eyes, he don't know he is safe when she says, she tells him, ooh, love, no one's ever gonna hurt you, love. I'm gonna give you all of my love. Nobody matters like you.
Stay up there,
She
stay
tells
up
him
there.
your life ain't gonna be nothing like my life. You're gonna grow and have a
Blazing Hit Radio, Larry Uliberry, Kathie J. Wiggins. Not a lot of people know I was in a fraternity.
Were you?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know.
I didn't even know you went to college.
Yeah, my fraternity's Alpha Kappa Kega, and we were just more about the hazing. There was really no, we didn't go to class or anything.
Right, and you weren't really a fraternity.
Right,
yeah.
but I did put a weird flag in my front yard, and people just started coming in.
Beer's in the fridge, dude.
Sup, bruh?
Yeah.
Here's the secret handshake.
Well,
it doesn't involve our hands.
It's the elephant walk.
That's a real thing, by the way. I did not invent that.
Oh, I thought you did.
The elephant walk? Google it. You can.
No, I don't need to.
There's been a history of the elephant walk. There's several versions. There's the version where the frat brothers, you reach between the guy's leg and grab.
Okay, we don't need to talk about any of that. Okay, so here's the thing.
Okay.
After a pledge dies.
Oh, another one of those?
Florida State suspends all of its fraternities and sororities.
Okay, so that's another drinking thing.
Hazing went too far.
Yeah, those idiots, man. Like that one kid before this kid, they were like getting him so wasted and liquoring him up.
Yeah.
And then he like fell down a couple flights of stairs and they're all, just put him in a chair. And then there he died.
There he died. So a 20-year-old student named Andrew Coffey, he was pledging fraternity at Florida State University, died Friday night at one of the events. So the school took it so serious that they decided every single fraternity and sorority on campus has been suspended indefinitely.
Well, it kind of is like you hear the plus side of it, of fraternities, and it's like...
And sororities, the connections, the networking.
It's like, yeah, people help you if you're in this... they'll help you get a job, and
right.
They'll have your back, and yeah, but it all starts with that, that drinking, that crazy drinking that they do, and I understand, like, everybody wants to party, but, you got to still look out for each other.
Yes, you still have to make sure nobody's going to die.
Right.
So the president of the university said, for this suspension to end, there's going to need to be a new normal for Greek life at the university. There must be a new culture for our students, and our students must be full participants in creating it.
So now homoerotic behavior just goes on in the dorms or an apartment near the campus.
Sure, yeah, that's fine.
Elephant walk of two guys. Oh, that's real fun.
Well, actually, they haven't outlawed that. It's just the partying, really.
I know, but now your frat house, you got like 18 guys that can do the elephant walk.
Wow.
Now it's like just two guys that are roommates.
Right, so now it's just weird.
I'll hear it. Wiggins, come here. I'll show you.
No, I don't want to do the elephant walk. Don't come near me, Weinstein, with your weird walk.
So
I didn't invent it.
Everybody needs to have a little wake-up call.
Yeah, everybody. Sure. Yeah, for sure. Right. And it's like as much as you want to party or whatever, you still have to like look out for your fellow humans.
Why can't it just be smoke as much weed as you possibly can?
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of fraternity you can get behind.
Because then you'd hear, and then the boy ate so many Doritos, he died.
He fell asleep on the couch for 2 days.
Right, 2 days. He didn't wake up.
Larry and Kathie present.
Turn it up.
Okay, yes I do. Blazing Hit Radio.
Blazing Hit Radio, Larry Uliberry, Kathie J. Wiggins. Text us anytime on the YOLO line, 303-728-3420. That's the same line you would call us on.
The YOLO rum line.
Yes, I already said that.
You said YOLO line.
Oh.
It just sounds like it's like, you only live once line, call us now.
Oh, I forgot that we were getting drunk.
Yeah. So we got a text right now. You guys rock. This is Michelle from the Bay Area. I have a friend who worked at a restaurant in New York that Weinstein frequented. Back in 2015, he told me about Weinstein and how he was being accused of all this stuff. He said Weinstein was/is so incredibly creepy, and he even made moves on the waitresses there.
Ew.
Yeah, I mean, like the guy was just a nonstop horny thing, and it's like at some point, you have relations, and then you don't need it for like a day or whatever. I mean, it just sounds like the guy
6 hours.
Right,
well, it just seems like the guy was like 24/7. Whoever walked in front of him, if you were a lady and you had high heels on, you were in.
He was about to harass you.
Right.
Yeah, and you know what though? We heard the same thing about. I had heard the same thing about Kevin Spacey and how he treated waiters.
Right, which were guy waiters.
Right. I knew somebody that had a friend that was a guy waiter that totally got his ass grabbed by Kevin Spacey, and everybody at the table just laughed.
Wow.
God, this is, and you wouldn't expect it. I guess you just never know who's that way. You know what I mean?
Well,
like you wouldn't say, all right, well, Kevin Spacey's a good actor. He seems like a good guy, and then he does
he
this.
Didn't do that.
But then his career. You wonder though, how long will their careers be over? So now it's in the news. It's sensationalized now. But would they be back in 6 months?
No. That's like a Cosby. You've gone so far that you've exceeded a certain number that
nobody wants to associate with you.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah. Nobody's trying to do a project with either of those.
I mean, the TV Academy just dropped him.
Right.
Weinstein.
For sure.
And you can usually get away away with a lot and be a part of the TV Academy.
Right. But see, like the thing is, like with Cosby, his work is tainted, like in the sense of when you watch a show, you're like, oh, that's kind of weird. With Harvey Weinstein, he's not in these movies, so it's kind of like the work stands for itself, I guess.
Well, yeah, because you don't really know what's a Miramax film, what's
which
a film
one
that
he produced,
had a production in. Yeah,
Someone brought this up on the Yellow Rum text line. Was speaking of shows we watched, I think this was shows we watched where we thought the actors might have been pervy, right? Is that right? And they're saying Married with Children. So Ed O'Neill was part of that show. Al Bundy had all kinds of chicks on that show, and like wondering if he did that as well.
Yeah, but that was his character. So like maybe that wasn't him.
So hopefully off screen he wasn't that guy.
Al Bundy. Yeah.
Right.
But you know what? Like Christina Applegate's friends and stuff, all of her girlfriends, like they were always slutted out.
Right. No, for sure.
And then the crowd would be like, woo!
Right. That show was based on sexual harassment.
Yeah, totally right.
And I remember watching that show going, in the beginning, the first couple seasons going, man, what a great show.
Yeah.
By the end, it was like so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Do you know I had a pair of Doc Martens that was from, what was the kid's name? Bundy.
Bud Bundy.
Bud Bundy.
Yeah, Bud Bundy had bought one of my suite mates in college. She was from Aspen. Okay, so you always hang out with the rich kids, you know, and so because of all that, she knew a lot of rich kids that would come through Aspen. But Bud had bought like her some cool burgundy Doc Martens, and she gave them to me. So I had a pair of shoes that were bought by Bud.
Famous person.
All right. There you go. Do you still have them?
No, of course not.
Who knows what that girl had to do for those shoes?
Right. Who knows what Jory had to do for real? I just got the shoes.
Did you just say when you hang out with the rich people, is that what you do?
No, you have to hang out with the rich kids. Come on.
Yeah.
That's how you get nice things. Like they don't want to keep that bicycle, that $1,000 bicycle their parents bought them. They're going to get a new one when they go home.
Yeah,
they'll sell it to you for $10.
I have a friend, Ryan. He's had some really good friends throughout the years that he went to school with, and some of their parents were like super rich.
Yeah.
So he totally benefited by going on private jets, going to homes going to homes in other where people had multiple homes in different countries.
What?
Yeah. Like the guy has like traveled everywhere. It's good to be friends with the rich
kids.
Well, I need to start my life all over.
You went to CU Boulder. How did you not have any? Because
I hated the rich kids.
Of course,
there.
you hate the rich kids, but eventually one of them lands in your lap and you're friends with him.
He was my drug dealer.
Okay. He wasn't then rich. That was new money, not old money.
No, he was super rich. Like even to this day, you guys even met him. He has not worked in the 15 years that I've known him. He just is who he is.
He's hella cool.
He's hella cool though. Yeah.
Listen, Kathie's already set it up for us to stay at Mike Savoya's house in Hawaii and his house in Mexico.
Yeah, right.
So we've already been invited.
Friends with the rich kids.
Right. There was another girl at one of the benefits that you do.
Oh my God! Yes.
Yeah, she invited us to her house.
Yeah, I'm saving that one.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
So,
like, I don't even want to put it out there. Because we love her so much.
Right.
I'm actually going to see her this weekend.
Right. That's awesome.
Yes. Right.
Tell her we're in.
We're going to stay at a winery.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So there's the lesson for the day. Make friends with rich people, kids.
Turn it up.
Larry and Kathie's Blazing Hit Radio.
More music, less commercials.
Blazing Hit Radio, Larry Ulibarri, Kathie J. Wiggins. I got to watch The Girls recently with Chris. And when The Girls are over, now I'm always thinking, what's the next hit? You know, because we had this huge smash with Lammy, Lammy, Lammy. So just expect another song.
And at the end, listen for Gianna, because if you don't know what she says, then you just hear, man, yeah. But when you realize that Gianna, Avery's sister, goes, Avery, no! It just makes the song all that much better.
She did a guest stint on the track.
All right, I think we talked enough. Let's play
do it.
Avery, what's your lammy's name?
Lammy.
And what are the names of Gianna's lammies?
Pinkie Pie and Sheep.
Oh, wait. Mares eat oats, and goats eat oats, and little lambs eat ivy. Diddly-divey-do, wouldn't you? Hey, Avery, tell us about Lamb E. Ooh, wait.
Lammy. Because I gave the sheep to Daddy, and he took the sheep.
What does Lammy do?
She hid to me.
What?
And I laughed at her, and she laughed back to me.
Where does Lammy sleep?
Wherever I put her, and I hug her and squeeze her. I love Lammy every day.
Have it